What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, taking a look at Stokastic's NFL DFS lineup generator for tonight's Thursday night football slate between the Chiefs and the Broncos. While you're coming in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. For this video, I'm only going to be looking at FanDuel. I already made a video, already posted it on the Stokastic YouTube channel going over the DraftKings slate. So if you want to check out DraftKings, if you're not playing on FanDuel tonight, you can find that right here on the Stokastic YouTube channel. But for this video, I'm just going to take a look at the top lineups in the lineup generator on FanDuel. And if you haven't already signed up for the lineup generator, it is just $14.95 per week. This is a fantastic deal. This tool only gives you plus EV lineups. They've all been run through the Stokastic Sims. Any lineup that was not found to be long-term profitable was thrown out. Only the long-term profitable lineups are going to show up in this tool. So check it out if you haven't run it. So the link is in the description. It's just $14.95 per week. And that's going to include the main slates. It's going to include both DraftKings and FanDuel. Also, all the showdown slates. So very cool tool, or all the primetime showdown slates, I should say. All right, I'm going to check out FanDuel single game lineups for tonight. And for showdown slates, I just use contrarian lineups. I'm trying to make lineups that are not going to be duplicated more than like 10, 15 times. I don't really want to play lineups that are going to be duplicated a ton. I think those are generally not going to win a ton of money. I know that they're not going to win a ton of money. I'm trying to make lineups that are going to win a lot of money when they win. So I want lineups that are not duplicated a ton. I'm using contrarian lineups. You can, if you believe in a certain game script is likely to happen tonight, you can choose whatever game script you want here. All of these buttons you can see have different game scripts. So if you think the game's going to blow out, or is going to both teams going to go over their total, you choose this top one. If you think both teams going to go under their total, you can go to this bottom one, or whatever direction you want, you can choose here. But I'm just going to use standard projections. All right, now I'm just going to go until I find three lineups that I would play on FanDuel. This first one, you can see, I'm always looking at quarterback correlations. That is the most important thing for me because the pass catcher outscores the quarterback on every play. Here we have Patrick Mahomes in the MVP with just Isaiah Pacheco as a pass catcher. Probably viable, but I don't think I would play this one. I don't love that correlation of Mahomes in the MVP with just one pass catcher. It is, as I said, it's viable. He's rushed for over 30 yards per game so far this year, and he spreads the ball out quite a bit. So you can play Mahomes with just one pass catcher in the MVP. I prefer to have multiple, though, if he's in the MVP. But this one is leaving only 1,000 on the table. So I don't think this one's going to be extremely unique. Maybe because it has Chris Manhertz. Maybe that is a way that it has potential to be unique. This one might not be duplicated a ton, so maybe it is viable. But I think the combo of not leaving a ton of salary on the table and Mahomes without any primary pass catchers in the flex, he does have Pacheco, so he could throw a touchdown there, pick up some points there. But I think that this is probably one that I would not want to play. It's not my favorite lineup, but it is obviously every single lineup in here is going to be plus EV. So I'm nitpicking, but I would not play this particular one. I'd rather wait and find a lineup that I like better. Second lineup here, this one from a correlation standpoint, we have Mahomes in the flex with Travis Kelce in the MVP. So that is, top-notch correlation. We also have Russell Wilson in here with Chris Manhertz. So that's nice correlation as well. And then we have MVS. This one maybe a little bit more viable for me. I don't know how much Manhertz I'm playing tonight, but if I'm playing any, this one looks like a fine lineup for having Manhertz. I don't think it'll be duplicated a ton. We're only leaving 1,000 on the table, which is kind of the minimum that I would leave on FanDuel. I typically want to leave more than that. But I think here, because we have the 2% owned Manhertz, we have 8% owned MVS, and the correlations look good, maybe this is a lineup that is viable. Maybe you're hoping for just a touchdown from Russ to Manhertz makes this viable. So yeah, I think this is one that in a 150 set, I probably wouldn't play this if I'm just playing 20 lineups, but in a 150 set, I think this is a lineup that looks viable to me. So I'll use that one. All right, this one we're only leaving 500 on the table. I'm just not gonna use this one. Another 500. This one leaves 1,000 on the table. With on FanDuel, because there is no salary multiplier in the MVP spot, you really need the highest scoring player in the lineup to be in the MVP spot. This one, I mean, it's possible. Obviously, we wouldn't have him, Will Lutz, the kicker, showing up in the MVP spot at all in the lineup generator if it never happened in the sim. So certainly possible to have the kicker as the highest scoring player in the lineup. We have Mahomes here with Jerick McKinnon. Again, I think that is a totally fine correlation. Mahomes, you can actually play naked on FanDuel in the flex, but prefer having a pass catcher. And of course, McKinnon, a pretty capable pass catching running back. We've also got Russell Wilson in here with Javonte Williams. Not the best correlation between those two, but there's, certainly a possibility of a passing touchdown. Ultimately, I don't think I would use this one. It's close. So it's leaving 1,000 on the table. Lutz is kind of an uncommon MVP. You can see just 2% MVP ownership. Pretty low owned McKinnon. It's kind of borderline, but I think we can find better lineups in the lineup generator. So I think I'll skip it. All right. So now we have Courtland Sutton in the MVP. No Russ in this one. Courtland Sutton is our only Broncos player here. In the flex, then we have the Chiefs defense and Harrison Butker. We got Pacheco and Travis Kelce. This looks like it would probably work best in a pretty low scoring game, having both the Chiefs defense and kicker in the lineup. But I think this looks like a good lineup. We're leaving 2,500 on the table. We're expecting Sutton to be the highest scoring player in this lineup. Maybe he scores a couple touchdowns. Travis Kelce maybe scores a touchdown, but the quarterbacks don't quite do enough elsewhere to get there. I think it's viable. I think this looks like a lineup that could work here. So I'll say this is one that I would use. So there's two that I would use. This one, again, leaving significant salary on the table. Looks good right away. I like this lineup quite a bit. Mahomes paired with Kadarius Toney and Travis Kelce. So two pass catchers. That is my preference when I have Mahomes in the MVP. Even on FanDuel, I think that it's my preference. It's a slight preference. You could certainly play him with just one pass catcher, but Mahomes with two pass catchers, Chiefs defense in there, and then just Brandon Johnson from the Broncos. Brandon Johnson playing over 50% of snaps, just going to get 2% ownership. I like it. I think this actually looks like a really good lineup. This is my favorite that we have seen so far. So there you have it, 3 lineups. Now I'm just going to go through and save as many lineups as it lets me so that at the end we can see the exposure screen. Looks like we're getting bonus lineups again. We're supposed to only be able to save 20 lineups. Lately, we've been getting some bonus lineups up to 40 lineups here. So, yeah, we got our 40 lineups. That looks good. Mahomes in the MVP 82% of the time. That surprised me a little bit. I had not noticed that we're getting a ton of Mahomes in the MVP, but it makes sense. You're just trying to play on FanDuel. Your highest scoring player needs to be the MVP regardless of salary. So, makes sense. We're getting to a ton of Mahomes. We're getting some Pacheco in the flex. Chiefs defense, 47% Chiefs defense in the flex is pretty interesting. We're getting 45% Russell Wilson, 35% Travis Kelce, 28% Courtland Sutton. Not a ton of huge surprise there. Only 10% Brandon Johnson, but that is like 5x the field. So that looks good. 10% Justin Watson looks good. Got a little bit of Justin Ross in these lineups. Noah Gray, some more contrarian plays. Did I see? Jaleel McLaughlin. We got to 7% Jaleel McLaughlin. He's 10,000. Big time pay up to be contrarian spot with Jaleel McLaughlin. Pretty unlikely to pay off, but he's certainly electric. Could be the Broncos player you need. So makes sense to get a little bit in there. Looks like a good set of lineups. All right, that is going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. And again, if you want to check out the lineup generator for yourself, you can find the link in the description of this video. It's just $14.95 per week. You're going to get it with Showdown, Main Slate, everything that you need. Really fantastic tool. So check it out if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching. Good luck tonight.